So part of my texture knitting pattern is creating this texture via cabling and making small, simple bobbles. The problem is when you cable near the edges, if you continue the cable over the edge, you get a significant dip or decrease. It's because you're pulling the stitches inwards, so it will make the overall size a little bit smaller. You can see it here on the other side. Now, this isn't actually that significant compared to whether compared to actually cabling over an edge. So to help make the edge more straight and less significantly wonky, instead of cabling, when it comes to the edges, if the pattern is asking you to cable these final 3 stitches, so for example, in my pattern, it will say to hold these 2 stitches forward, knit the stitch behind, and then knit the stitches on the holder. If I do that, it's going to cause tight tension and it's going to create a significantly wonky edge. So there's a couple ways to avoid that. You can simply just knit the stitches and it will stop the cable quite abruptly, or you can use a knit and purl stitch to replicate the cable effect, and it will help the cable to disappear more gradually. So instead of having an abrupt stop, it's more of a graduation. And you could do the same again when it comes to actually introducing the cable back along an edge. So I just want to show you what I mean. So in my pattern here, as I said previously, I've gotten to a point where I need to, for the last 3 stitches, I need to take those 2 stitches, hold them on my cable needle forward, knit the stitch remaining, and then knit the stitches on the cable. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to think about how this pattern would look if I were to complete those stitches or in that manner. So I would end up on the reverse side having to purl the first 2 and knit the third, because essentially what I'm going to be creating are these stitches here, these knit stitches. So I can do that by using a simple knit and purl stitch. So what I'm going to do, instead of cabling, I'm going to put the cable away. If the cable was to be completed, I would have a knit stitch, a plain knit stitch, like I do in the triangles. So to achieve that, I'm actually going to bring my yarn forward. I'm going to purl the first stitch. I'm going to put the yarn back, and I'm going to knit the final 2. And what that has created is created that gradual appearance of the cable disappearing slightly without actually using the cable method at all. So this stitch here is now a full knit stitch, which is why the bar is going across in front of the stitch rather than looping behind, which is what you get here. So again, to do that, instead of actually cabling, I purled the first stitch and knit the following 2 to create the appearance of the cable disappearing to the background, to the edge, sorry. And what I'll also do is on the back, so when it comes to doing the back, we do purl and knit stitches. So now I know I need to purl the first 2. So I'm going to purl the first 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. And then I will knit the following, for this one I believe it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just do 4 for this argument. And now if I turn it back round so it's on the right side. There we go. There you go. So it's helping again to give the appearance of that cable without actually using the cable stitch method. Any questions or queries, please do get in touch. I hope that was clear enough for you to follow.